thing that stops. Everybody just kind of stares. How can I get that body? Why can't I have those looks and that brain?
That's right.
I'm kind of jealous of him. I really am. Talking about Wildcat.
Yeah. That's what I was looking at, too.
He's happy back there in the back. Hey, good morning. Welcome to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Beautiful Friday. No, not so much the rain. I thought it was going to be beautiful today. I didn't pay attention. I thought
there's blue sky out there right now.
It was raining on me when I walked in.
Sit on the front
was it a blue sky when you walked in? Was it raining? A little bit?
More like gray and black and
that's right, yeah.
Blue.
Yeah, gray, black.
A lot of water.
But he's feeling good, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's feeling really good. Jim, Bob, how are you doing?
I'm doing
West
right.
Virginia.
Yeah.
Go, what are they?
Mountaineers.
Go, that's right, Mountaineers. Take me home, Mountain Road. I used to love that song.
Country roads, not mountain roads.
Same thing.
Yeah, I used to love that song, too, till I just heard him sing it.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, he picked up on it. I was not doing the right one.
Yeah.
You didn't get it. What did I say?
Which one were you doing?
I was doing. I said country. That's what I say.
Mountain
Home.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Not Country Road, Mountain Road.
Hey, that's a great song, by the way. We hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. We're out. Thank you for tuning in this morning. 104.3 ESPN.
Taking it to the house.
See you next week.
I got to get to Birmingham. Jason, what's been going on down at Max Fit Sports Nutrition?
We just have a lot of new products in. We got a new isolate in with a cappuccino flavor. It's got 40 milligrams of caffeine, so a really good addition to your morning breakfast or even a mid-snack, afternoon snack. So we got our Hydration Evolution packs. We got our Sport Formula multivitamins and organic greens that are really moving well. So I know you guys have tried those out, really like those flavors, and the greens are amazing. So we have a free sample bar, so just come down to either store. You can try out some of these products for free and see what can help you get back into shape. Whoa.
Yeah, thank you.
Other than that,
Hey, I don't know what's going on.
I don't either. There's a bunch of bells and whistles and all kinds of stuff
pushing
going
buttons.
off. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to get, yeah.
So
Or as they say in the South, you're mashing them buttons.
It is Friday.
You don't mash buttons, you push buttons.
No, getting back to those greens, I got to get some of that stuff. I've been out. I got to get that. Really good for you. If you don't eat properly, this is going to help you. And it does taste great. I like to put those crushed ice in it.
Yeah.
That mixer you gave me. Put that scoop in there and that other stuff you were giving me.
Good Morning. Good Morning is amazing because the Good Morning is like apple cider vinegar, aloe vera juice. It's lemon juice.
Is that the white can?
Yeah. And
I got to get more of both those. You bring it in, I'll give you.
It's got glutamine, so if you feel any type of stomach distress, whether it's bloating, acidicness, this can really help, and it tastes really good.
It does taste great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and really, I need you to bring one of each in, and I'll give you another IOU.
Okay.
As far as you know.
I'll take some of them gift cards from Rudy's. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll give you
Biscuit.
whatever you want, brother. Let's bring him on. Coach, and God bless him, Coach Jones on the phone with us right now for Port St. Joe. Coach, our Taco Bell update for the one and only Coach Jones and Port St. Joe Tiger Sharks. Get out to Taco Bell, have a great time. They support big time the Tiger Sharks down there. I know they gave a lot of food and everything that what happened there on Wednesday. Coach, how you doing this morning?
We're good, Coach. A little wet.
Yeah.
A little wet out there.
Yeah, I got somebody in the back here telling me it's a beautiful morning, and I almost got struck by lightning walking in here.
I swear I saw blue sky. I swear.
Anyway, hey,
I'm a blue sky kind of guy.
God bless you. I know you've been through a lot this week. Kind of give us a rundown. I know you guys got back on the practice field. What was that like? And just kind of give us a rundown how everything went Wednesday with the celebration and everything that's going on down there.
It's been a heck of a week, of course. I thought Tuesday was unbelievable. I watched 12 varsity football teams stand together, hold hands, and sing Amazing Grace in our gym, and it was amazing. I mean, it really was. I'm very thankful for all these coaches and superintendents and principals for allowing their football players to come over on Tuesday and fellowship with us, celebrate with us, pray with us. It was just a great experience and a sad time. And now Wednesday we got out and we drafted players. We we had linemen playing linebacker and trying to play DB. We just it was really more therapeutic type of day for us, and got out and let them run around in pads and forget about all the things going on and just kind of hit each other, hit and laugh and play and be competitive.
Yeah, I guess the funeral is tomorrow, correct?
Yes, sir. Tomorrow at 1:00.
Okay. I tell you what, give me 1 second. I want to brag on all those superintendents. They didn't have to do that. That cost money. That was kids out of school. They could have very easily said, no, we'll send our coaches or do this. But I want to brag on all the superintendents, especially yours. You got a great superintendent down there. I'm really impressed with that guy. But our superintendent here, McQueen, all of them, everybody involved with that, I really can't say enough good things about the superintendents to allow that to happen. And I thought that was it was organized. It was executed really well. Great job with everybody involved in that. And the people that gave, all the different businesses, everybody that gave and helped out, I think that's outstanding also.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we figured out we have just over 1,000 people here, and Hunt's Restaurant, I don't know how many pounds, 400, 500 pounds of fish and shrimp that they donated and cooked, and it was delicious, too.
Yeah.
Not only did they cook a bunch, but it tasted great, and like I said, it was just a great experience, and very thankful for everybody involved. Yeah. And also, I was going to wait to the end, but I was like to also say thank you to all your listeners or anybody that said a prayer or kept us in your thoughts and is still praying for us. Thank you, guys.
Coach Jones, this is Coach Bryant. I had this hit really close to me because when I was at the University of Akron, my sophomore year, we had the very same thing happen. One of our players collapsed and died on the field. Exactly the same kind of scenario that you went through. And I was 19 years old at the time. And the hardest thing for me as a player was to try to refocus and to kind of put this in perspective and say, like, why does these kind of things happen to a kid who's 20 years old, a great guy, everybody loved him? Why does this stuff happen? So what kind of message did you give to your team to bring them back kind of like mentally and kind of just put this some kind of perspective?
I'll be honest with you, I didn't have to. Chance's mama, Miss Gal, came in on Saturday, and we were brought him in the locker room and cleaning out his locker. And I went back to get the jerseys. I came back in, and our whole football team was in the locker room with her. They weren't saying a word. And that's whenever I realized that Miss Gal and Mr. JJ are some of the strongest people I've ever met, because Miss Gal turned and looked at our whole team and talked to them and told them to continue playing and continue living their life and just, be thankful for the time that they had with Chance and the impact that he had on them, as kids that they grew up with. And
right.
But not to cry about it. Just, we got to move on. They need to move on. They need to just keep them in their thoughts.
Did we set a goal to raising so much money on that GoFundMe? Did we do pretty well? Have you heard?
They did. They surpassed their goal.
Oh, great!
Nice.
Okay, good. Yes, that's awesome.
I mean, it was definitely up there. Tuesday, by the time we got done with everything here, Tuesday, the bookkeeper came by and she said, "Have you seen it?" I said, "No, ma'am." And she said they've surpassed what the goal was set.
Thank God. I appreciate it. And people in Northwest Florida are great. We've been talking about it every day, and I know people from all over have been helping out. That's awesome. And anything else we can do for you, just let us know. What? Who's your? I haven't looked to next Friday. Who do you got next Friday?
We travel to Destin to play next Friday.
Okay. All right. Well, God bless you. If anything we can do for you, let us know. And get out to Taco Bell and support them. They support you guys down there. And again, Coach, we're so sorry for what happened. God bless you. Tell the team we're praying for them and the family. We got them in our thoughts and prayers, okay?
Yes, sir. Hey, and thank you guys for all the help y'all been.
Thank you, buddy.
God bless you, Coach.
Yeah. I tell you, I called him Friday night. I didn't know if he'd answer the phone line. He did, and we talked a while about it. It was he was really upset about it and kind of let us know what was going on.
You see these type of stories elsewhere, but you just don't
Not
think
here.
it hit home,
Yeah.
But it will show you how close-knit this community is and the Port St. Joe community, but all the football teams that went down there and shared in that experience, is just...
the thing...
It just fills your heart with a little bit of joy, and hopefully that their family can, find some peace throughout this time.
When you have something like this happen... Like again, I can only compare it to my own experience with almost identical circumstances. We had in college, you play on Saturday, and we had a game on Saturday. Chris died. We were playing the following Saturday in Kalamazoo, Michigan, playing Western Michigan.
Right.
And it's like I look back at it, and it's like, how the heck did we do that?
Right.
Because in between then, we had a funeral and we had to travel to Kalamazoo, Michigan, and get your mind ready to play.
Right.
And I don't care what you say. Those kids aren't going to be ready to play. I'm glad that they didn't try to force on it, because I'll be honest, when I was a player, like why are we doing this?
Yeah.
I mean, like, let's give a little bit of time here,
See,
but it was just different,
when we were at Southern Mississippi, or I can't remember what year it was, but a running back he was from Atmore, Alabama, and he didn't get killed, but he got got tackled. It was gross. The bone went through the skin. You could see it, blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Ambulance had to come. He never played again, hardly ever walked again. And we were all freaked out about that. It took us a while to get over that. I couldn't imagine your teammate dying.
It was tough. I mean, I can feel for those guys because it's not the physical part, it's the mental part.
Yeah.
I was 19. These kids are like 16, 17 years old, and the obvious first question is going to be like, why'd this happen?
Right.
Here's a kid who's got a 4.3 GPA, got his whole college career ahead of him, probably going to go to Vanderbilt is what we heard. It's like, why is he taken? Or the kid, like before James got to Cape Coral, the kid got struck by lightning and got killed. I coached that kid too. It's like, why does that stuff happen?
Right. At Bay High as well.
A
So
little kid walking across campus got popped by lightning at Bay.
Right.
Yeah. It was a young lady, I believe.
Right.
Well, I bragged again. I want to brag on them again. All these superintendents that let them
that
go
was
do that
outstanding.
because that costs money and time out of class, and some people just don't want to bother that kind of stuff. But these shows the kind of men that we have and women that we have.
I was impressed with that.
Well, shout out to Hunts for providing all that food.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Taco Bell.
Taco Bell as well.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody stepped up. So, this is an unfortunate situation. There's no way to, kind of sugarcoat it. But for everybody, it shows how close-knit the community is and how people have stepped up and how people actually care about each other in this area.
Right.
So it's a really unique place.
I wish I knew the guy's name at Hunts. That's God bless him. If anybody knows his name, Texas, that's a great
that's
man.
pretty good.
Yeah, because that's selfless. I mean, small businesses are hurting right now. For him to provide all that for free.
I want to brag on somebody else. Jeremy, I said the other day, average men do average things. Good men do good things. But there's only a few great men, and he's one. He went down there Monday and helped any way he could with the grief process down there. Went back there the next day, was there helping out, and he's got a busy schedule, but he was there doing that. Jeremy Pridgeon, what a great man he truly is.
Yeah, that's good.
Great guy. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. We already talked about Maxfit Sports Nutrition. There's two great locations. Out at Pier Park, the one I usually go to, and of course the one on 23rd Street that I will go to during the summertime. They've got everything that can help you get bigger, stronger, faster, lose weight, gain muscle mass, anything you want, whatever your goals are. I encourage you to go see Jason Kovaleski. He can coach you up and he'll get you right. It's a fact. I really like the young lady you had in here the other day. We'll get her back on here. I think she's going to do a little advertising with us. I like that. South Oak Title and Closing, all your real estate needs. Mark couldn't be here today. Mark's going to try to come in, Mark Howard, but he had to go over up in Marianna or something. But he does those multi-million-dollar deals down on 38. They all use South Oak Title and Closing. Love you, Chuck. Y'all guys do a great job down there. All the employees do a great job. J. Michael's, the legendary J. Michael's restaurant. Today's special, crisp fish, grilled fish, peppers, onions, rice, and over a bed of rice. The sauce is incredible. Really good mushrooms on it also. Go check it out. I think you'll love it. The best seafood, the coldest beer, the legendary J. Michael's. Stevenson Air Conditioning. We always are comfortable because we have Jason. We have Stevenson Air Conditioning. Anytime you have a problem that breaks down, they're there for you. Everybody's been on our show uses Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason, are you glad you did?
Oh, yeah. They saved me a lot of money. My bill was up to about $400, $500. Now it's about $225 to $250. I can run my air conditioner, runs more efficiently. And these are honest guys. They're not going to say any BS.
That's going to.
I mean, so.
They're locals.
Yeah. So he cares about the community. He's going to get you the best price possible, and it's going to get your electric bill down.
I encourage all of you, go to use local people, local business, people who have been here. They take care of their family. You don't want to go to some kind of national brand. Stevenson Air Conditioning's #1. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. I missed it last night. I didn't get up there last night to see the karaoke and all that good things. Get out to have a great time. Great place to have a birthday party. Best happy hour anywhere. Buy one, get one free. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. You listen to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, the home of the Atlanta Braves. We get back, Bozeman, Coach Sweat. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
You voted, and we thank you for making the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey and Jay Henley the most popular radio show in the official 2024 Community Choice Awards. As the Best of Bay winner, we'll continue to bring you the most fun, entertaining, and positive radio show in Bay County and the Panhandle. The Inside Drive is live and local. Weekdays 11 to 1 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Friday. today. A possibility of thunderstorms and partly sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind out of the south around 8 miles per hour and a high of 83. Tonight, look for a likelihood of thunderstorms and partly cloudy skies with a temperature near 77. Tomorrow, a high around 85 and a chance of thunderstorms and mostly sunshine. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Bestway Portable Buildings has been your portable building specialist since 1989. Before you invest your hard-earned money someplace else, owner Jason Mulder invites you to stop by Bestway and get a quote on just about any size building. And whether you buy with Bestway or not, it's worth the trip just to meet Bestway Buddy. Say hello, buddy. Good boy. Bestway Portable Buildings, just north of Harts Marine on 231, and online at bestwayportablebuildings.com. The best in portable, period. Tell them Buddy sent ya.
Time to let the big dogs eat.
How about that answer by Georgia? To the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's just the way it is.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Mosley, another big win last night. Navarre, what was it, 36
to 7.
They let him score.
It was a deflection.
No, I'm kidding.
I
hadn't
saw
scored all year.
I saw that as I was
Mosley's
leaving.
good.
It's
I
a
would say that.
deflection. Yeah, they're good on offense.
They might be the best team in the
Was that the
Panhandle.
Bay coming out of you to say they let it touch?
No, because I knew they hadn't scored all year. So I think it was 36-0 late in that game.
Yeah, it was.
37-0. So
I left with 4 minutes, and as I was leaving, there was a deflection off a Mosley kid. The kid caught it, and they scored. It was kind of a fluke.
well, good for Navarre for scoring.
Well, they moved the ball some. But
Yeah.
Well, let's focus in right now on a game that's going to be played tonight. And let's talk about what happened last week. We got Coach Sweat on Bozeman High School. Coach, how you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I want to brag on you guys for going down to Port St. Joe and supporting them.
Absolutely.
If you want to say anything real quick about that, you can. And then we got to ask you what happened last week and give us a little scout report for tonight. We're going to turn it over to you now and then kind of listen to you.
Yes, sir. It was an awesome event. I mean, it really was. I was like I said, I've known Coach Jones for, all his life and all my life. A long time, and I couldn't imagine what he's been through the last 2 years. And I know there's nowhere in the world that our team wasn't going to be there if we had to pay for it ourselves. Like I said, our district, our county stepped up. It was a real big thing, and our kids really enjoyed it. They got to get other kids that we just not going to play against. So we have Port St. Joe on the schedule this year, and they got to actually meet them in a different environment. So I thought it was really great, and I think the kids enjoyed it. And I was just glad to be able to support them.
Yeah, I tell you, it was heartbreaking. All right, let's switch gears. Let's talk about Bozeman. Last week, great effort, great ball game, came up short. Talk about that and who played well for you. Give us some names of some players.
We honestly, we go in and they had a great game plan against us. We thought, we had everything we want. They came in and honestly changed a few technique things they did defensively. They came out, we had a first stop, and then they come back down and hit a deep ball on us. And they ended up blocking 2 punts on us back to back. The thing we have young coaches, the first one they got us on, and I went over and we finally got our huddles in, and I went over and I said, okay, well, this is where it's coming. So I talked to the kid and fixed it. My young coach thought it was an A-gap pressure, and that what did he block the A-gap? And they blocked the other one. I think that kind of, threw us off. You go down like that, and I just was really happy about our fight. Hayden Gay really stepped up. Colt McClellan, of course, Lakota Johnson's going to do his thing. But I was proud of the fight in our guys. I honestly, I'll tell you right now, Coach Griffin, their staff is doing an unbelievable job. They had us scouted up on defense. Our offense, we couldn't really get anything going, and then finally we had to open things up a little different. But I was impressed with them. Our offensive line, in a pass protection, we were great. We just got to get more physical, and we got to do things that they're going to do well. Is the biggest thing. I mean, that's what we got to do as a staff. You can't continue to hit that nail on the head and expect something to happen different. You got to do what those kids can do, and that's what we've kind of done this week.
Well, talk about it. What's sad about it doesn't get any easier. Now you got Mariana. They got one of the best running backs around. They're a physical, good football team. Give us a little scout report on Mariana.
They are what they are. That kid right there, I'm telling you, I haven't seen one like him in a long time. I haven't. I mean, I've been up in Georgia. I've seen some good running backs. We had a really good one last year, but nothing like this. This kid, if he gets in space, you're not going to catch him. I mean, he's special. And the secret to them, though, is they got another kid, the quarterback. And I'm telling you right now, he's no. There ain't much difference between two of them. They can both fly. Yeah. And absolutely fly.
Are they still doing that single wing kind of stuff like they used to?
No, sir. They are honest to goodness. They've kind of a little more different. They're a little more spread. They get a little more spread because you got a quarterback who can do it like that. But they also still keep their wing T principles. They still run trap, your buck, and they'll get into formations to where they can do it. Really unique formations where they do it out of gun. Their offense is pretty good. I mean, it really is. I mean, when you have those special players like they got, but they run outside zone with him. They'll go completely empty and they'll run outside zone with the quarterback. They got a receiver on the outside, number 6. I can't remember his name. Big, tall. He plays receiver and he plays safety, who can go flat up and get it. They're tough, gritty kids on defense. They're not that big up front, but I'm going to tell you right now, they're strong. It's like they got their 139, their 145, their 155. They're every dadgum kid on the weightlifting team playing their all their 4 down, and they got 2 linebackers. I'm telling you, that are tough. 3 linebackers that are tough, hard-nosed football players. Just you're the kids that you're gonna go, okay, on the Friday I can go and fight with that kid, and they're impressive. We just got to line up on defense, get lined up correctly, be physical. If there's any type, and they really don't have much at all. Like they're a really good football team. Let's see that way.
Are you going to there, or is this at home?
It's here, home.
Okay. Nice.
Yes, sir, it's home. Like I said, we've got a good game plan. We just we got to make sure we execute. We got to get our playmakers the ball and distribute the ball better offensively. We got to, of course, our run game. We had to simplify it up a little bit and get back to what these backs. Our backs are zone backs. They're. I really have a good feeling about them. They've worked real hard this week. Both offensive line and our backs have. We got to make sure we distribute the ball even. We got a lot of weapons and we got to use all of them.
How do you match up physically with them, size-wise and things like that?
Size-wise, on the offensive line versus the team, we're bigger than them from that perspective. Like, offensive line, defensive line, but they of course, I think their linebackers are a little bigger. I think they're more seasoned. Their linebackers. We're actually I started looking back at our defense this week, and me and Christopher Gay were talking, and like we're just having a conversation. We're actually younger than what I thought we were. Some of these guys are playing positions they never played. We got the kids that came over. They never played some of these positions they're playing in. And then you think, we got a couple 2 new linebackers and had played. So, I mean, we're actually got a little younger than I thought we were. We got a guy that played outside linebacker that's gone now to end. So, I mean, so we're just getting better as they go. I'm looking forward to tonight, and if we can get him stopped before he gets going. I mean, that's a hard thing to do, but you got to get him stopped before he gets going, and then execute on offense. I think we got a shot.
Now, is this a district game?
Yes, sir. It's a district game.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir. It's a district. I remember we were at Wakulla. Mariana was one of our district games back years ago when I played Wakulla, and they're still the same type kid, man. They're gritty and they're going to work hard, and we're going to fight a lot like our kids. We're gritty. That's one thing I'll say about all year. We've had to come back, but we've also put ourselves in this hole. You can't get the ball, can't get the team
another look at your defense.
Yeah.
You can't afford to do that. And when you do that, like, I mean, we had, against Holmes, we gave up. We looked at last time, we have 8 turnovers in the last 3 ball games.
Yeah, that'll kill you. And the fastest way to lose a game is in the kicking game.
Yeah.
Special
team.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. This is not really about high school football, but what do you think about South Alabama scoring 87 points last night? 87. That's hard to do.
That is, I can't.
Especially the new clock rules.
That's a lot of points. Who'd they play?
Who was it?
Northwestern State. I don't even know where that is.
Tide.
I'm not sure what that is either. That's crazy. This thing was scored. Man,
that is.
They were scoring on punt returns and interceptions. It was the other team didn't look too hot though.
Yeah, it was.
That's great. Well, I mean, didn't the week before, who was that? Did Furman or somebody scored 76 on somebody?
I think it was Ole Miss.
Ole Miss on Furman.
Ole Miss is averaging. It's crazy what they're doing on offense.
It is. I mean, you can be fast. You can change tempo. You can do a lot. Like I was at John Street the first time I'd ever been tempo, like a true tempo. You know, you're Central Florida. Like they want to be. But Tennessee's tempo. You know that you're fast. You're trying to get how many plays off. It can be great when you're really, really good, and you got a quarterback that can spin it. You can do a lot. You can score a lot of points.
Yeah.
But, the what you worry about is if you get a 3 and out, and then you get another 3 and out. Your defense has been on 6 plays in the last whatever.
And the game's been shortened by the. You're not getting the plays you used to get. Ole Miss in 2 games has scored 128 points. Tennessee scored 120. Louisville 111. I think Indiana, this is correct. I think it's Indiana, 108. Yeah. Ohio State, 108. Alabama, 105. SMU, 103. Central Florida, 102. And even Arkansas, 101. It's crazy. That's 2 ball games. Coach, thank you so much for coming on. Good luck to you tonight. I know you got a tough game. Go get yourself a win.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Good luck, Coach. Sir. Thank you. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. I appreciate all of them, especially Taco Bell. That Tigers, Port St. Joe Tiger Shirt update was brought to you by Taco Bell. We got one over there in Rutherford territory, too. All the Rutherford Rams, get out there, Callaway, get you Taco Bell. They support you guys big time. 3 on Panama City Beach. My favorite's right by the bridge. Love those folks down at Taco Bell. Dr. Chad Mitchell, any type of injury, this is his 25th. Can you imagine somebody giving up every weekend for 25 years?
He's a good man.
Great man.
Yeah.
A great man. You listen to him here on ESPN every Monday morning. Guy does a great job. Any type of injury, go call Chad, make an appointment. He'll take care of you. Great to have the Cajun place back with us. Wear your colors, wear your school colors. Get in there for the early game. They got the best wings you get anywhere. They also got $5 pitchers. Great atmosphere. Try their bread pudding is outstanding. All the food there is great. You know all about that. Now, when LSU plays, make sure you have the jersey on. They score a touchdown, you get a Jello shot free. Same thing when the Saints play. That Cajun place right here on beautiful Panama City Beach. Rudy's Barbecue on Bat Beach Road. Jason, talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I go down there probably 2-3 times a week, especially during football season because they got so many TVs, but they got some amazing food. Brisket's really good. Every now and then I get that stuffed potato with brisket cheese and butter in it, and then I get the jalapeno sausage with Rudy's beans. I mean, I eat everything down there. And the one thing is, it's not bad for you. There are some healthy options down there, so you can, pick your poison down there, but the food's amazing, staff's amazing. There's a lot of TVs. You can watch whatever you need to.
And they cater.
Oh, yeah.
They do a great job.
And they got breakfast.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Rudy's Barbecue on Bat Beach Road. All right, don't forget about skin cancer. 1 in 5 develop it. Doesn't look right, feel right. Go see Dr. Ward. 5 minutes can save your life. Offices throughout Northwest Florida. You can listen to Dr. Ward. I tell you what, he's knocking out of the ballpark. He was 18 or 20 last week.
He's a smart man and an honest one, too. He's one of the honest doctors out there, man. If you need anything, go see that guy. He's going to tell you the truth and not try to sell you some pharmaceutical crap because he gets kickbacks on it. And so I love that guy. Every Wednesday, 7:30, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back. We got Newbies, FSU Update, 104.3, ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
All right, we got a winner. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Chop on, Coach. Chop on.
Who is this?
This is Dustin Ganney.
Congratulations. You going to take me with you?
Well, shucks, Coach, you're always welcome.
I love
You're buying lunch, though.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey there, business owners. Do you feel lost in a sea of numbers, struggling to navigate your day-to-day accounting? At Lighthouse CPAs, they specialize in guiding businesses to make more money and keep more of what you make. From bookkeeping to tax planning, they've got you covered. Plus, with their user-friendly software, managing your finances has never been easier. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Call Lighthouse CPAs 850-785-5254.
Hi, I'm Tracy, your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Shopping for the perfect diamond can be difficult, but that's why I've trained my staff to be helpful and to offer you a stress-free diamond experience. Pick your sparkle and use our easy layaway plan. Every woman deserves an exquisite diamond from your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We don't work on commissions.
We work for smiles and high dues.
So if you're tired of high-pressure salespeople, stop by and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Signworks, a business serving businesses since 1985. Everything from signs and banners, vehicles and boats, magnetic and real estate signs, contractor signs, and much more. Signworks can do large format, full color printing too. Signworks, a real professional in the business world. Call Signworks at 785-8899. Signworks, 850-785-8899.
He has a really low passenger rating on Uber. He punched a magician and started a petition to remove the penny from circulation.
I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael studio.
Is he sane? I have no idea.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo!
Woo!
In a must win. They've got to get it. They got to turn it around. They've got to get this win against Memphis. It's not going to be easy. Kickoff, I believe, is 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
Uh-oh.
All right, our FSU update is brought to you by Newbies. We got 3 great locations on Panama City Beach. Get out to Newbies, too, and watch all sporting events. Head on down to the mothership, have a great time. And now, if you're over there in St. Andrews or you're on the other side of the bridge, you want to go to Newbies, get out there. It's a beautiful facility. Go have a great time. Tell them Coach sent you. We love John. We love Charlotte. They're always giving back to the community. Jim, what do you got for us today on FSU?
All right, well, as everybody knows, we're in the NIL era now. And I saw this morning before I came in. I looked this up. This season, Florida State has spent $12 million in NIL to get themselves straightened out. And they broke it down even more than that. The 4 defensive linemen, let me give you their names. If you're a Florida State person, these should be familiar to you. Patrick Payton is an edge rusher. Darrell Jackson is a tackle. Josh Farmer is a tackle. And Marvin Jones Jr. is an end. Those 4 together are in their NIL deals are getting $2 million. So do the math. It's $500,000 a piece on average. I don't know if that's what they all get, but that's, on average, that's what they're getting. So here's my question. They've been boat raced both games. They can't stop the run. And you've talked about, especially, where's the return on their investment for this?
Right.
They're getting all this money,
Jim,
and they're terrible.
I apologize. Will you tell me what the average was again?
$500,000
per player.
player.
So $2 million for just the
$2 million
defensive line.
for 4 down linemen.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's not including what DJ got. He probably got $2 million himself.
For every, James Hale rags Jason and I because he says Ohio State bought their way. Of course they did, like a lot of other teams did. But as Nick Saban correctly said, if you get the wrong people, I can't say what he said, but it's the truth. You got to get the right people. It's not just, hey, you're big, you're strong, you're fast, you can bench this, you can run this, you can vertical jump this. Can you play?
Right.
And do you care about the guy sitting next to you? And one of the big things that Urban Meyer always said at Florida and at Ohio State, you don't play for your team, you don't play for your city, you play for that guy next to you.
Right.
It's like the military mindset, you're in a foxhole, and will you give your life up for that guy next to you? And that's kind of the mindset. And I don't see that out of Florida. I just don't. Maybe it'll get better, maybe the light will come on. But guys, they're averaging on offense, they're averaging 2.5 yards a carry. 2.5, and giving up about 5 yards to carry on defense.
If you remember Urban Meyer, Florida, and Ohio State, they would not offer somebody that hadn't been into their camp. They wanted to sit down, talk to them.
Saban, yeah.
He used to say, I want a guy that will choke you to beat you at checkers. You know what I'm saying? They want that competitive edge. And a lot of these athletes are big athletes. They can run, they can jump in shorts, they look beautiful and everything, fast, But when you get inside them and really put some adversity in front of them, you want to know the guys that are going to dig in and be in the foxhole with you.
Yeah.
And that's why they always offer people in person. There's a lot of 5-stars out there. We can, everybody's going to offer the, Clownies of the world and the, Youngs of the world. But they want to know guys that are going in there and attack this and be good teammates and work hard. So the portal's just that kind of, lottery, type thing where you just don't know who you're getting. You don't know how they're going to fit into your locker room. And I just think Florida State missed on some guys this year. And that's just the way it is when you build through the portal.
And, the most obvious thing is, and I've said this as a former coach, I'm going to say it again now. If you're coaching defense, one of the things that you had, and Urban Meyer had a thing on Urban Analysis the other day on the Big Ten Network. He said coaches hate defending the option, and I'm one of them. Yeah. Because when you got to worry about the quarterback running the ball, and that changes everything that you do.
Right.
Why do I say that? Because Florida State can't do that. DJ's no running threat of any kind. He ran the ball a little bit at Oregon State, and he could fall down for 3 yards, that kind of stuff. But he's not Jordan Travis. He's not going to make a play out of nothing. And that's kind of what they're missing because their offensive line hasn't been real dynamic. And if you can just eliminate, that guy ain't never going to carry the ball. If he carries it, we'll just tackle him. I ain't even going to worry about it. That makes your job so much easier. Somewhere along the line, they got to get explosive plays. They got to get. They got to make it easier on themselves somehow.
They have to run the football.
I agree.
You cannot put it in DJ's hands or block Brock Glenn's and throw it 30, 40 times like they did last week.
I agree.
You have to be able to establish a run. Get 3-4 yards of carry. Just take some stress off. Get in some second and shorts, third and shorts. They just haven't been able to do that at all.
And then, that last game against Boston College got turned around. I think it was 14-3 at the time. Started the third quarter. It's 4th and 7 on his side of the 50.
Yeah.
And he goes for it, and DJ throws his pick, and they run it back to about the 12. Come on. Give yourself a chance.
I think that showed a little desperation in
I do too.
And that's the first time I've seen that out of them, but it just shows you how much pressure that program is, the spotlight that they're under. Yep. And what people have to realize, Florida State hasn't recruited on the level of an Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State in the high school realm. So, it's going to take there's going to be some down years where you're just going to have to rebuild and kind of, find your way a little bit. And I think this was one year. And I think last year gave them a little bit of a false, hope that what this year could be. You had to nail in DJ. It just seems like he's not the guy, but you got to start getting these young guys ready. And they got to start stacking high school classes together if they want to compete with the big boys.
And I think the other thing that hurts them too is, they all off season, they are all the Florida State kind of people. Well, we got screwed last year. We should have made the playoffs, and I think they had a lot of false bravado. They're just puffing their chest up. Yeah, we should have done this.
Right.
Okay, well, that's gone now, and you got your chance. And what are you doing with the chance now? You're not doing anything.
And you looked at the bowl game, and that was that was just another step in it. And that showed the depth of Georgia and the lack of depth from Florida State, and that goes back to the high school recruiting.
Right. So. They're 0-2, and Memphis is not an ACC game, but
this is a tough game.
And we talked about this last time. This is going to be the Super Bowl for Memphis.
Yeah,
it is because Norvell coached there. He knows a lot of people. There's a lot of Man, you if you're a Florida State, you have to win this game. You do.
And this is not some FCS team. This is a good team. I think they're 2-0. I think they have a really, really experienced quarterback. So
yeah.
And I haven't seen a quarterback on Florida State's roster yet that's going to make me confident that they're going to go in and win this game. I really don't.
And you heard the Memphis coach really confident. I would be too. Watching two game films of what you've seen him play against Boston College and Georgia Tech, I'd feel good about the game also.
Absolutely.
What quarterback, if Florida State rolled out there, would you feel confident they win this game?
They don't have one.
That's my point. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe he shocks the world and plays well this week. I hope so. They got 2 weeks to get ready.
Play. They might have Brock Glenn ready. I mean, they got to do something different. I mean, give him a quarter, maybe a couple series, see if he does. If he's not any better, get DJ back. But I think DJ.
I'm with you. They can't run the ball. They don't have a shot.
No, that's the problem. And the offensive line and defensive line has been the biggest problem. We could talk about DJ all day, but he just doesn't look comfortable. There's not many quarterbacks would have succeeded behind that line so far this year.
Tommy Santamont will be at the game. He said he'll be back Thursday. Let us know all the problems. He's going to have everything figured
gonna
out.
solve
for us.
He's going up there and fixing it.
Well, he's not going to go fix it. He's going to come back and tell us what's going on and what's going
I
on
think he's gonna fix it.
inside the program. I'm concerned about this. You guys worried about that. I'm worried about this. 5-star offensive lineman commitment Michael Carroll is visiting. He's committed to Alabama, the best offensive lineman they got committed. He's visiting Miami.
Yeah, be worried.
They got money.
Yeah.
They got big money.
They're spending it too.
Yeah, they are. Got to give them credit. And Florida State's got Miami down the road. I'll be honest with you, I was impressed with Ward, man.
Yeah.
That guy, nothing fazed him. He looked good.
Cam Ward.
The quarterback.
Okay.
I didn't think he was that good. He's something good. He's really good.
And the reason Miami, it kind of fell in their lap because all of the quarterbacks, all the teams have taken the transfer quarterbacks because he entered the draft and nobody was going after him in the portal. They were kind of keeping their eye on it. I think Oregon got Gabriel, Ohio State got Howard. He pulled out of the
Auburn
draft.
wish they'd have got him.
Oh, absolutely. But he pulled out of the draft.
I think FSU
And
wish they'd have got him.
Yeah. But they had already got DJ, I believe, before Ward came on the market.
Why?
So, just because they needed a quarterback.
But why would they go with him and not?
What else was out there? I mean, Ward was out there kind of, but he was in the draft, so not team. You couldn't put your eggs in his basket because if he stays in, then you're left without a quarterback. So that's why I was saying this kind of fell into Miami's lap a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, we'll do our picks here in a minute. I want to go ahead and start right now on something else. You got a pen I can borrow. All right, let's get to high school. Thank you for the FSU update, Coach Brandt. Good job. High school football, Arnold, South Walton. Who you got, Jason?
I'm gonna go Arnold. I'll go Arnold.
I'm gonna go Arnold. Coach Griffin's got it going over there. So
yeah. Bay is Escambia. I got Escambia.
Man, I'm gonna go with my boy JB. I mean, they got a 60-something win last week. That maybe they get it rolling. I'm gonna stick with my alma mater.
Escambia. Okay. Bozeman, Mariana. I got Mariana. That run back. He's something special.
Yeah, I mean,
Mariana
just got the best player in the field. I hope Bozeman can slow him down, and I think they can take some things away from last week if they clean up the turnovers. I think they'll be in the game, but I'll take Mariana.
All right, let's take a break. Come back and finish this up. Jason, give us a love to Max Fit Sports Nutrition.
Yeah, I mean, we got some really good new products in. We got a free sample bar. We got our InBody 570. So if you're an athlete out there just trying to track your muscle and results throughout the off season or even during the season, we use those for free. We have Darlene at the in-town store. We got Carly at the beach store doing personalized meal plans. We actually have our Max Fit meals. We had Liz on earlier in the week. We'll
get her back on here.
Yeah. So we make healthy meals. We deliver them to people's houses, or we can deliver them to a drop-off location.
You got to get up with Pat at Beef for Brace.
I did.
Oh, y'all did get together?
Yeah, I talked to him. He's going to come by and see me when he gets some time. But you gave him the sample box, and I called him, talked to him a little bit, so he'll come see me.
Good job. Speaking of Beef for Brace, Pat Perno is the city commissioner in Haven, does an incredible job there. And the business he runs is unbelievable. Beef for Brace in Haven, you've been there, you know what we're talking about. They know what they're doing. They treat you like family. I love the customer service is incredible. All of them. They always got a smile on their face. They treat you like family, and I always remember that. And the food's incredible also. Wednesday is the big deal, 10 wings and a side for $9.99, but they got the 10 for 10 going on all the time. The place to go watch NFL games, the place to go watch college football, the place for all you Mosley Dolphins before the game, go have a pep rally over there, eat some great food, and get a head out to the stadium. Beef O'Brady's, Lynn Haven. I want to thank John and Charlotte for always giving back to the community, and thank you guys for the Florida State update. Get out to newbies, have a great time. And also, don't forget about Paparazzi Pizza. It's pizza season. Go get you a pizza down there. They also have a bar now. You can drink there, sit there and watch the games, have a pizza right there, lasagna, spaghetti, whatever you want. The food's incredible. Try the bakery. It's unbelievable. The Paradise Cake, Napoleon, Carrot Cake, you name it. They got it. Paparazzi Pizza. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
I saw an article here. Cleveland should hold the Band-Aid. That's it. They're done with Deshaun Watson. They owe him $230 million. I watch him, and he looks like a zombie. He is a shell of who he once was. There's no confidence at all.
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Friday. A possibility of thunderstorms and partly sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind out of the south around 8 miles per hour and the high of 83. Tonight, look for a likelihood of thunderstorms and partly cloudy skies with a temperature near 77. Tomorrow, a high around 85 and a chance of thunderstorms and mostly sunshine. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hello, this is Rick Vossen with RV of Panama City, your local Stormore portable building dealer, located at 2241 East Baldwin Road. Shopping for a garage, portable building, cabin? We build them anywhere from 8 to 16 foot wide, 10 feet to 60 feet long. We can do insulation, electricity, transom dormers, thermal windows. Come, let's customize a building together. Rick Vossen, Stormore Portable Building Dealer, Panama City.
Life can take us so many places. And at Panama City Toyota, we're here to make sure every drive is worth every minute.
Maybe you want a fun, fuel-efficient car for everyday driving. Or you need a dependable vehicle that really gets the job done. Sometimes it's all about answering the call of the wild. And when you're ready to shop, reserve your vehicle online and choose your options. Or we'll help you in person, even if you started the process at home.
Whatever works for you, always works for us.
If your neighbor, employer, or grandmother were traumatized by comments made on the Coach James Hale Show.
One thing people aren't saying a whole lot about, and I'll probably get in trouble,
but just wanted to take this moment to say, get bent. We're live from the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Oh, yeah. Woo! Do it, James.
You said fire, yeah. Fire.
Doing it, baby.
Give me a sandwich.
And they showed him in a concert singing this song.
Yeah.
He did a different version. It was 20 minutes long. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Was he serenading his lady?
It was awesome. He is unbelievable. The legendary James Brown. Thank you for that. That makes me feel good. Let's get back, finish up real quick these high school picks. North Bay Haven, Jefferson County. Jim, who you got?
North Bay Haven.
Jason, who you got?
I'm going to go after you.
I got Jefferson County.
Me too. Look at that.
Okay, here we go.
Great minds think alike.
This is going to be a tough one now. Rutherford versus Holmes County.
I thought about it a lot this week because I think they're very, very close. You know, I mean, just a few turnovers here. The overtime win, game they could have won too. And it's not anything they're doing wrong. He's building it. You know, it's hard to build a winning culture. I'm going to go with Rutherford.
Okay. Jim Bob?
I'm going to go Holmes County.
Okay. Let's go.
Where are you going?
I picked Jefferson. I picked.
He'll wait till halftime.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. I just want to get it on record.
Sneeds. Bill's playing Florida A&M. I got Sneeds.
I'll go Sneeds. Can't pick against Bill.
2 hour show.
Sneeds.
Okay. Sure.
Y'all
sure
forcing me. I
got
feel like a hostage here.
To catch us right here.
I feel like if I say anything else, Bill's going to come down and whoop me.
Destin versus Pensacola. I picked Pensacola. Older, more established school. Not what they used to be, but still got a lot of speed.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm wrong. I hope Destin gets it, but I think Pensacola's going to do it.
I'm going to take Pensacola in that game.
Yeah, Pensacola.
They're traditionally a really good school.
Okay. We got Chipley versus Vernon. I had Chipley.
Oh, Chipley all day.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go Freeport. I didn't know what to do with this one. Freeport at Cottondale. Who you like?
I'm gonna go Catondelay.
Who?
Catondelay.
Catondelay. Come on, man.
I got Freeport. Who you got?
Right outside of Birmingham.
Where are they playing?
Freeport, Cottondale.
Where are they playing?
They're playing at Cottondale.
Cottondale. Give me
Cottondale beat Sneeze and they beat somebody else.
So I'm going to take Cottondale. This rain's going to affect some games too. I mean, if you're a traditional run powered team, I think this is going to suit you a little bit better. But if you're a spread, throwing the ball over the field, it's going to hurt a little bit.
I did not know where to go with this one because I don't know. They're not as good as they used to be, but they used to be really good as West Florida. You got Walton versus West Florida. Who you like?
Walton.
Walton's been playing really well.
Okay, I'll go West Florida. Let y'all have a chance to catch up with me. All right, that's our high school picks for today. Let's talk about some college football. I don't know. Do y'all like Danny Cannell?
I think he says things for reactions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I don't dislike him. I think he has some good takes, but I think he's more of that give me clicks guy than he is actually
kind of
putting
like
out
Colin
really.
Cowherd's the same
A
way.
little bit, yeah. Like
He hates Alabama.
Just,
Yeah,
just say
that's why I
something,
like him.
Get people. Is that a bad thing?
That's why y'all love him.
Yeah, that's the only reason I like
All right,
him.
here's his top 12. Do you agree or not? Number 1, Georgia. Number 2, Texas. Number 3, Miami. No.
No.
I'm sorry. Number 4, Tennessee. No.
No.
Number 5, USC. No. Number 6, Penn State.
No.
Nah, maybe. Maybe.
If you think Penn State's better than Ohio State, you don't know anything about
I didn't
college
say
football.
that.
No, I'm not saying you said. I'm saying Danny Cannell.
Number 7, Oregon. We'll find out more about Oregon this week.
But just based on the game's play, which is all we got to go on, what would make you think they're even top 10 right now?
Exactly.
So
because everybody all year said how great they're going to be.
Exactly.
Number 8, Ohio State.
If you think they're the 8th best team after watching them.
And you played major college football at Florida State.
Here's the thing about
and he just what he does for a living, and he's picking this.
Danny Cannell, picking Miami 3, but Danny Cannell's from Miami. He went to like Miami Christian or something.
But all this is for him, for people to create conversation.
But why would you do that if that's your profession and you want people to take you seriously?
I don't get it. It's the old shock jock clicks is even bad. Publicity is good publicity. I don't get that. For me, if I'm going to put my name on something, I'm going to put my best effort forward and try to be right.
Right.
I'm not always right, but I'm going to put my best foot forward and try to be.
He's got number 9, Ole Miss, number 10, Missouri, number 11, Bama, and number 12, Louisville. That's his 12 playoff teams.
So he thinks Oregon could be Alabama, Ohio State.
They're better. Oregon's better than all those schools, according to him. Not only that, Miami's better than all those teams. Tennessee's better than all those teams. USC.
Well, Tennessee's put some tape on film that impresses me, so I could legitimately see them as a top 5 team this year, especially with the defense they played. But USC played LSU, a very overrated team this year. Neither team looked that great. I do like USC. I think they made a lot of improvements. But for them to pick over Ohio State and the Alabamas of the world, when you look at the 5 stars, the amount of talent, the depth that those teams have, the coaching, and the fact that they're always in there at the end, you know what I'm saying? Alabama won the SEC last year, beat Georgia. Ohio State was right there, lost to Michigan. That was their, lone loss during the season. So I just don't take much stock into what he says when it comes to these rankings. I think they want more reaction than they do to be right.
Yep, I agree.
All right, Texas at Michigan, big ratings, 9.35 million people watched the ball game. Most watched, not streaming, but most watched. Last year, just to watch, was 8.76 million, Alabama at Texas.
What was the most watched last year?
On this thing.
Station.
I think the most regular season game last year was Ohio State, Michigan. I don't know why they said this, but this is what the article said.
Imagine if it was a night game.
The most watched game in years was the Alabama-Michigan game last year's 30-something million watched that playoff game. So we'll see. Let me ask you this. Best 12 teams in the Big 12. Best 4 teams in the Big 12. Utah 2-0, Iowa State 2nd, Oklahoma State 3rd, Kansas State 4th. What do you think about that?
They're all garbage, to be honest, except for the Utah, maybe.
Listen, they had the best games of the Big 12 they listed. This is the biggest joke. Nobody's going to watch them.
So the second best team in that conference, Iowa State, needed a 55-yard field goal to beat Iowa, which is, they're a solid team.
Do they have an offense this year?
No, they're the same team every year. When they play the big boys, they
Oklahoma State barely, fortunate to beat Arkansas.
Arkansas handed that game over. Gave it to Plotter. They were killing them. That quarterback
Kansas
was playing really well.
Kansas State just struggled.
With Tulane, I believe it was.
I don't know who it was.
Tulane's a good program. I'll give that. But they got a big game tonight, too. Kansas State and I think, Arizona?
What I'm leading to is this. Are they going to give the Big 12, Pac-12, which is coming back with, I don't know who else is going to find out. Yeah, I don't know who else. Are they going to actually give those people a bye and give them a playoff slot?
If they do, the Big Ten SEC just need to break away and say, hey, y'all play over there. Because those teams, and look at the Big 12. Utah would be 5th or 6th in the Big Ten. They'd be 6th or 7th in the SEC.
That's what upsets me. People, you don't understand. Not playing one less game is big. It's huge.
Right.
One less opportunity to get hurt. you can beat yourself, turnovers, penalties, all kind of different things.
Even a favorable matchup. Remember when LSU played Oklahoma, just drilled them, and then Ohio State, Clemson played each other, and that was a physical beat-down game. And by the time,
and where you play at is going to be a factor.
Georgia every year we play in Georgia and Atlanta
for every game.
We play LSU and Louisiana every year.
That's legal. That's legal. You got to play in Atlanta.
Yeah,
that should be. That should happen.
We should play a good thing. We should have a national championship in Cleveland Stadium where Ohio State makes it in 30-degree weather and see how that works out for you.
Let me know how that works out.
But let's just pick the 12 best teams in the top 4, get a bye. You could truly have a team in the Big 12 that with a record of 9-3 with a tiebreaker, maybe even 8-4 with these tiebreakers, because that's kind of a weird conference over there. And they get a bye week where a runner-up, say it's Penn State. Penn State's the runner-up to Ohio State. They got to go play another game.
Well, say Georgia
Texas,
last year.
Say Texas is a runner-up.
Right.
And they got to play an extra game. It's just not right.
No.
It's not right. It's America.
I think they're going to have to rethink this situation. I think a lot of people have been talking out about it because if you look at Utah right now, what are they ranked? Like 13th, 14th?
Right.
So there's 12 teams better, and they're going to be a top 4 team and get a bye.
You know, the
that's
big
outrageous.
thing is the bye. Get a bye.
Absolutely.
And the other team that we're overlooking here in all this is Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they lost to Northern Illinois. They didn't play very well. But let's just say they go on and
they beat Southern Cal, and like you're talking, Southern Cal's going to save them.
Yeah,
if they beat Southern Cal, it'll save them.
But I don't think they will.
They also play Florida State at home too. But my point is, let's just say Notre Dame goes out and wins out. Okay, they got one loss to a MAC team, a terrible loss.
Right.
How is that going to fit in?
Right.
You know, they're not in a conference.
What about this scenario? Let's say the Big 12 gets a team in a bye, which they are because they're an automatic qualifier. Well, what if Miami loses a couple games and then Florida State or maybe even Clemson comes back and they're a 2-loss team in the ACC, not playing very well? They also are going to get a bye. So you're going to get 2 teams maybe that aren't even in the top 10 that will be in the top 4 and get byes just because of the automatic qualifier, which I think they need to get rid of.
We're talking about, real quick, I want to get this in here, the worst offenses so far this year in college football. Number 1, Kentucky. Number 2, South Carolina. Number 3, Michigan. Number 4, Houston. Number 5, Florida State. Number 6, Cal. Number 7, Northwestern. Number 8, Oklahoma. Number 9, Notre Dame. And number 10, Baylor. I don't know. That's yards per game. How many yards per game? I think it's rushing yards. I could be wrong. But that's your worst offense. You look at those teams' record. Some are not very good. All right, let's take a break. We get back. We got Jeff Spiegel, University of Alabama, Auburn coming up for you. He always knows what he's talking about. That guy does a great job. Turpro Pest Control. Do you want your yard to look absolutely gorgeous? It can happen. Call Patrick. They'll be here. They'll be there. They'll fix the problem. Your yard look like a golf course. They do a great job. Pat will be in here 8:30 on Mondays. And then, I want to get something special for somebody I really, truly love, the love of my life. I want to get...
Oh, you're so sweet. You're so good to me.
Talking about my granddaughters and grandson.
Never mind.
Yeah. Anyway, where can I go? What can I go get?
Talk to the specialist, Amber Anderson and Russ Klinger. They are at David Adamson's Fine Jewelry and Design. And all you got to do is, if you can dream it up, they can create it and turn it into a beautiful piece of jewelry. You can have your jewelry repaired. You can
if
have
you
it
can
appraised.
dream it, you can achieve it.
That's right. And it'd be right there, Highway 77, 830 Highway 77. Go check them out. They're having a 25 to 75% off sale just in time for Christmas.
Oh, baby, they're unreal.
Man,
they are unreal. They turn negatives to positives. They'll turn a setback to a comeback. They get up every day knowing they make a choice to be happy, glad, sad, or mad.
Good people.
They are good people.
Smart
they're
people.
Not good. They're great people.
All right. David Adamson, Fine Jewelry and Design.
And you know what we are? We're ESPN Northwest Florida, home of the Auburn Tigers, home of the Mosley Dolphins, and the official station of the Atlanta Braves. We'll be right back. Jeff Spiegel, Alabama, 104.3, ESPN, Northwest Florida. That's pretty good, wasn't it?
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're taking the inside drive.
I follow a lot of soccer and basketball on Instagram, and you have some of these NBA players that are like, whoa, man, the Europeans, they're working on fundamentals at a young age, where we're just going to tournaments and playing these games. They're really learning the game inside out before they start.
Join Ryan Mulvey.
Thank you very little.
Middays 11 to 1 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Friday. A possibility of thunderstorms and partly sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind out of the south around 8 miles per hour and a high of 83. Tonight, look for a likelihood of thunderstorms and partly cloudy skies with a temperature near 77. Tomorrow, a high around 85 and a chance of thunderstorms and mostly sunshine. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
People ask all the time, who the heck is Low Cost Airlines? Well, we're not just one airline. When you're talking to us, you're talking to everyone. We are the discount supermarket for all airline tickets. Plus, we have all the airlines and always have the best prices. American, Delta, United, plus all the specialized international airlines and a lot more. And we make it easy. We guarantee you'll talk to a live human in 60 seconds. You can have the rate you need and have your trip booked in 5 minutes. Now, how cool is that? And remember, when you're talking to us, it's like talking to every single airline available with one fast phone call. All you need to do is call and find the best prices to fly wherever it is you want to go. So are you ready? Call Low Cost Airlines right now. 800-708-3092. 800-708-3092. 800-708-3092. That's 800-708-3092.
WVLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
When he played football, helmets had not been invented yet. Players played both sides, and quarterbacks weren't afraid of needles. It's the Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Whoa! Alabama Update is brought to you like it is every day from a local company that has expanded throughout Northwest Florida. That is Stevenson Air Conditioning. They do an incredible job. They're there for you night, anytime day or night, they're there for you. Do we have him? You know, we talk about things. Average people do average things. Good people do good things. Then there's a few great ones out there in life that do great things. We have one on this right now. Not only does he do great things, he's a great man. Jess Beagle, the one and only. Good morning, sir.
Coach, you're too nice. How are you?
I know talent when I see it, and you are truly a great man. Not what you do for a living, but how you treat people. You are a fine man, and we appreciate you getting up and coming on the phone with us like you do. Of course, I'm paying you a high rate of money right now, but at least you're doing it. Yeah. What do you think, man? We're getting ready to go on the road. Play Wisconsin. They built this game up there. I've gone on some of their sites up there and read it. This is a big deal for them to have Alabama come up there and play. Our own Jeremy Pridgeon is on his way up there now. Him and his beautiful daughter are going to go up, fly up and watch the game, then go over to watch the Green Bay Packers play on Sunday. What do you think happens? Is he going to have a nice, great trip up there and Bama play with discipline, poise, and get after them and get a big win? Or what do you think is going to happen?
Well, look, I can't speak for how the Packers will do, although Lambeau Field is on my bucket list as long as it's not below like 40 degrees. I don't want to go to the Ice Bowl or anything like that. But no, I mean, I think Alabama should go up there and they should beat Wisconsin. I mean, we're talking about, a middle of the pack Big Ten team, right?
Yeah.
You're going into a hostile environment, Camp Randall Stadium, but Alabama's gone to hostile environments before. You can't get any more hostile than Tiger Stadium at night, right?
Right.
Or Neyland Stadium or anywhere like that. So it's nothing these guys haven't seen before. It's a veteran team, and with veteran leadership. And I think if they can if they go up there and they turn the ball over 3 times, and they commit 13 penalties, then all bets are off. But if they go up there and they play clean football, and I think they will, I don't think the crowd's going to affect them, a great deal. Then I think they should come away with, a double-digit victory.
Okay. What about this prediction? Alabama 30, Wisconsin 13.
Boy, I think that's pretty much on the head. I mean, 17 points is a little more than I'm willing to give, but I'm saying somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 13 points. You know, the thing about this game is that, you know, you hear both sides talk, and this has been the case for Alabama for many years under Nick Saban. You don't hear Alabama talk much about Wisconsin's personnel, but you hear Wisconsin talk a lot about Alabama's personnel. Mm-hmm. You don't hear that much about Alabama talking about, hey, man, we've been looking forward to going up to Madison for 2 or 3 years. You hear all the Wisconsin guys going, hey, man, I knew this game was on the schedule when I was in high school. You know, and they've been pointing to this game for a long, long time. And so you look at that and you go, boy, Wisconsin is putting a lot of pressure on themselves, you know, to kind of, you know, make this happen. Yeah. So this is a case where the home field advantage is not all it's cracked up to be.
I've watched them play 2 games. I knew we were going to play them. I get the Big Ten Network too, and I like watching that, kind of using that to scout some of these people. And I think they got a great football coach. I really like him. They're a physical football team. They're big. He's trying to throw the ball a lot. They used to run the ball a lot more. But what concerns me is our corners. If he has time to throw the football and he connects on some – listen, I watched that game last Saturday. There were 3 times our corners got beat by 5 yards. One time he threw the right guy and just missed him. It would have been a touchdown. So if Bama doesn't play better in the back end, they don't put pressure on the quarterback, this is going to be a competitive football game. Now, if Bama puts pressure on the quarterback and uses that speed and quickness they have, and the corners play more zone and not so much man, I feel better about that. But we have some weaknesses. Our back, Saban mentioned it. Saban mentioned about the Alabama corners, how young they're going to be. That is a concern to me watching them going forward. And maybe we just had a bad game against South Florida and the offensive line. Now, what are you hearing? Who's back? Is Proctor back? What's going on? Who's going to start the offensive line? What are you hearing about the offensive line of Alabama?
Well, it sounds like Proctor and Pritchard are both going to be back. Yeah. I mean, you know, Proctor is on target to return, and that's big. If the offensive line returns intact, then that's going to be great for Alabama. Well, one thing that was mentioned on Monday, but hasn't been talked about enough, you know, the rest of the week, is the impact of not having Justin Jefferson for a half.
Yeah.
You know, that's a guy who's just been balling out at linebacker.
Great player.
Yeah. And, you know, not having him, you know, affects, you know, your pass rush. He's just a beast of a tackler. And so, you know, that's a guy that, you know, you'd love to have for 4 quarters, but, you know, due to that unfortunate call in the second half, you're not going to have him for the first half.
Yeah, and getting Proctor back, he was a freshman All-American, 6'7", 370. I think that's going to help a lot. I really do. Of course, he hasn't played in 2 games now. How quick he is in game shape and things like that, we'll find out. What do you think about Milroe? I thought he got a little gun shy there. He didn't really want to sit in the pocket. I don't blame you. You know, when you're getting sacked and you lose confidence in your offensive line, you're not going to perform as well as you can. What did you think about his play?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think this guy's a great leader. I think, you know, look, he had a 74-yard touchdown run that was called back, you know, due to a form hold, and so there were so many things going against that team, you know, for about 3 quarters, and then boom, you put Pritchett back in the game, and it's amazing how much better, you know, the offensive line clicked, you know, after that. And then they scored the touchdowns in the 4th quarter to get them some separation. And then, you know, everything was okay. I mean, it wasn't Milroe's, you know, A game by any stretch of the imagination. But as Nick Saban used to say a lot, and I'm sure as Kalen DeBoer says a lot, you know, your quarterback play is only as good as the people around you.
Right.
And, you know, there were some unfortunate penalties on the offensive line, and you know, that affected, you know, Jalen's play. So, I think, you know, he'll bounce back and, you know, have a terrific game on Saturday. And like I said, I think Alabama wins that game. They should win that game, and I think they will.
You know, you already heard some people saying, especially during the game where I was at, I heard these comments, Nick Saban's team would never be undisciplined like this. We wouldn't have these penalties. We wouldn't look so sloppy against somebody like South Florida. I said, well, wait a minute. we looked worse last year in Tampa. It was worse in Tampa than it was past year. And we have made mistakes in the past with Saban. But
well, look, I think Formby was just overwhelmed. Yeah. I mean, I think he had a guy across from him that, look, you're not playing at Northridge High School anymore. You know, I mean, and there's a guy across from him that was putting a lot of heat on him, and he held him. I mean, and it was and offensive linemen, I think, more than any other position, you know, on the football field, except for maybe corners, can get exposed so much, you know, during the course of the game. And it could be a penalty. It could be guys blowing. He also gave up, I think, 3 quarterback pressures. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, it was a tough day for him. But you know, that's one of those things you live and learn, and you learn, unfortunately, with 3 million people watching.
Right. I tell you what, I love our run. I wouldn't trade any of Alabama's first 2 running backs with anybody in the country. I'm serious. I would not trade either one of them for anybody else. I think they're that good. I think they're going to get better and better. Do you think we'll continue to run the ball, or do you think he's still going to do what he's been doing?
No. I think they want to run the ball. I think you got 2 guys like that. You know, that's been one of the things I've heard this week too. Well, who's better? You know, Justice or Jam? And who cares who's better?
Right,
I mean, play them both. You know, because they're both terrific football players with a lot of speed, and I love both those guys.
Okay, real quick, I'll give you a couple scores. Just say no, yes, whatever. LSU 27, South Carolina 22.
Yes.
Missouri 30, Boston College 21.
Refresh my memory. In BC or Columbia?
It's at Missouri.
Missouri, yes.
Oklahoma 30, Tulane 13. Not so much.
Yes.
Okay, you say no.
Tulane played really well against Kansas State last week. That's not a
be closer.
Team. I think it'd be closer than that, but I do think they'll win.
I think you.
Well, and Oklahoma only beat Houston 16-12.
Yeah,
that could be closer than that.
I think their offensive line is struggling really bad, and they look really bad against Houston.
Let me get this one. I want your opinion on this one because I hadn't made my official pick yet. What do you think? I'm really leaning towards Florida, but I wrote down Texas 26, Florida 21.
A&M.
Yeah. A&M.
Texas A&M. More.
Ooh,
give me more.
Oh, you're going the other way. Okay. Arkansas 45, Alabama. Now, you can help us out with this one. Alabama, Birmingham, they've gone into places before and upset people. I got Arkansas 45, Alabama A&M 21. What do you think? No, yes, what?
UAB struggling. I mean, they're people here are mystified over that 32-6 loss at ULM Saturday. I think the confidence in Trent Dilfer's kind of shaky right now. I think Arkansas put 648 yards on Oklahoma State. Should have won that game.
Yeah.
I think Arkansas State blows out these guys.
Okay. All right. Good.
Really good quarterback.
Ole Miss 38, Wake Forest 24. Am I on to something or no?
Yeah, I think Ole Miss could win that game by that margin and maybe even a little more.
Okay. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and ask Jeff about the Auburn Tigers. Was not pretty last week. Maybe we get a bounce back. We got a lot easier game this week, I think. And we'll ask him what all he knows what's happening in Auburn, Alabama. We want to thank Stevenson Air Conditioning for the Alabama update. Jason does an incredible job. You want to deal with somebody who's honest, local, they'll do an incredible job for you here, and they do what they say. They'll be on time. That's Stevenson Air Conditioning, local company taking care of people throughout Northwest Florida. Also, don't forget about the legendary J. Michael's Restaurant, the best seafood, the coldest beer, J. Michael's. 38, Mark McCoward. I mean, you're talking multi-million-dollar homes. He won't go but anywhere but South Oak Title and Closing, and so should you. Chuck Tucker and that crew does an incredible job. South Oak Title and Closing, #1. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, the best happy hour in the Panhandle of Florida. Buy one, get one free. That's what I said, Wildcat. Buy one, get one free.
I'm ready for that.
Yeah, I can look at you and tell. I like you already have. Margarita, house wine, draft beer. Go check it out. You'll love it. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Oh, turn it up, baby. Turn it up.
next evolution in sports talk radio. We're back! On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The Afternoon Underdog. The only live afternoon show in Panama City where you can win fantastic prizes from amazing local businesses every day.
That's right.
4 to 6 weekdays. The Afternoon Underdogs.
It's mayhem.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Friday. A possibility of thunderstorms and partly sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind out of the south around 8 miles per hour and a high of 83. Tonight, look for a likelihood of thunderstorms and partly cloudy skies with a temperature near 77. Tomorrow, a high around 85 and a chance of thunderstorms and mostly sunshine. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Hey there, business owners. Do you feel lost in a sea of numbers, struggling to navigate your day-to-day accounting? At Lighthouse CPAs, they specialize in guiding businesses to make more money and keep more of what you make. From bookkeeping to tax planning, they've got you covered. Plus, with their user-friendly software, managing your finances has never been easier. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Call Lighthouse CPAs 850-785-5254.
He doesn't always go the extra mile. But when he does, it's because he missed the exit. It's the Coach James Hale Show. Live and local inside the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey, Martha, Kenny, James, Jenna, all you Auburn Tigers throughout the Panhandle of Florida. Hopefully, you'll get better results this week. Listen to Andy Burcham right here. Turn the volume down to ESPN2. Watch Andy call the game. Does a great job. And you listen to him every Thursday, 8:15, right here with us, talking about the Auburn Tigers. Let's bring Jeff back in. Jeff, last week, real quick, get out to B4 Brace, Lynn Haven. Have a great time. Pat, love you guys over there. Get out. If you're in Lynn Haven, go have lunch at B4 Brace. I thought it was kind of dreadful watching Thorne play quarterback last week, especially in the second half. Auburn could have come back and won that ball game. He throws two quick interceptions, and I didn't think he was pressured that much at all on those last two. We had, 4 or 5 interceptions, 5 turnovers total.
Yeah.
Auburn I think they gave that game away 21-14 over Cal. What did you think? Were you shocked as I was the way Auburn performed? Defense played well. They made adjustments at halftime and shut them down really in the second half. First half, they couldn't stop anything. They made the adjustments. Offensively, it's like I don't know what's going on with the offense.
Well, I think California took the fight to them defensively. I was really impressed with the way they played defense. Mm-hmm. Very unimpressed, with the way Auburn's offensive line protected Peyton Thorne. Look, any quarterback who's put under duress, is subject to making mistakes. And when Peyton Thorne is under duress, he's subject to making even more mistakes. And what mystified me about this is that, Hugh Freeze never even thought about pulling the plug on Peyton Thorne and putting Hank Brown in. And it's kind of like, Clayton Kershaw is one of the best pitchers in baseball, right? If he struggles in the first inning or couple of innings, does his manager just let him stay out there for like the full 9 and just say, well, eventually he's going to get it together? No. I mean, you got to go out there and you got to say, look, man, it's not your day today. And, yeah, it may be your day next week against New Mexico. It may be your day 2 weeks from now against Arkansas. It may be your day against Oklahoma, but it ain't your day today. Right. And we're going to go with this guy for a little while and see what happens. But it just didn't seem like Hugh managed that game very well from the quarterback perspective. Sometimes you got to make a change. Nick Saban's done it in the past. Nick Saban done it in the national championship game with a true freshman. So there's some days you just got to go, look, you ain't got it today. We're going to try this guy.
Right. What do you think? Do you think we'll see Hank Brown this week?
Well, first of all, I think New Mexico is not, California.
Right.
So you would think Peyton Thorne would have a better day. But look now, if Peyton Thorne goes out there in the first quarter and he throws a pick or two, he should pull Thorne and put Hank Brown in and see what he's got. And then, get him ready to play the next week against Arkansas, because I think the leash is short. And Hugh Freeze said this on Wednesday. The leash is short on the quarterback room, not just on Peyton Thorne, but on the quarterback room. They just got to get better play out of that position, which, as you know, is the most important position on the football field.
Yeah, I watched New Mexico State. They played one of the Dakota teams, and they were up. They looked good for 3 quarters. They looked really good. The other team came back and beat them, and their defense in the second half did not look very good. I think Auburn's offense will look really good this week against New Mexico. And then after that, when they start playing SEC teams, Arkansas might be better than what we think. The offense, they got to get better. And he's starting, you look at some of the social media, that the Auburn people are getting really impatient with the coaching staff there right now. I think they got the right guy. I think he can get Auburn back. They're doing an unbelievable job in recruiting, but they got to get this thing going and got to get it corrected quickly. Do you think they do?
Well, I think they do. I think they do Saturday. I'm not that confident as I used to be with Arkansas, and Oklahoma coming in. But, I think he's building. I think he's building for the future. And he talks about this in the press conferences time and time again about how, they're recruiting and they're bringing in, all these classes and all that stuff. But there's got to be a good combination of the two. I mean, you got to recruit for the future. You do, but you also have to focus on, winning games, here and now.
Yeah.
And so that's the tightrope that he's got to walk there. And they've got to produce this year too, not just for the future. But if they don't start producing more this year, then there may be a different coach in the future. Who knows? That's the way things work nowadays.
Let me ask you this: how can you almost beat Georgia and really kind of gave that away, and then you did give away the Alabama game, and then we saw them in the bowl game, pitiful. This week, this year, in 2 games, 1 game, even though they were playing Alabama A&M, they looked really good, and the next week they looked terrible. I mean, it's kind of been that way since he's been there, even though he's only not even halfway through the season. But isn't that kind of weird? Am I being too critical?
No. It is kind of weird. I think, athletic directors are judged by head coaching hires, right? Head football coaches are judged by, their quarterback play, fairly or unfairly. And he has stuck with Peyton Thorne, and he stuck with him. I mean, he didn't try to get anybody from the portal, in the last couple of years. He's stuck with Peyton Thorne. Thorne's his guy. So he's going to, live or die with Peyton Thorne, apparently. And that was judged by letting him stay in there and throw 4 picks, against California. Could Hank Brown have saved the day? I don't know. I mean, he's a redshirt freshman, but I heard somebody say this. I'd rather have a redshirt freshman come in and make freshman mistakes than a 5th-year guy come in and make freshman mistakes.
Right.
And that's kind of what Peyton Thorne did Saturday.
Yeah. All right, let me ask you, let's get back to these picks. What do you think about that? Texas is going to roll. I'm not even worried about that one. Vandy, I got Vandy 28, Georgia State 20. What do you think about that one?
Coach Vandy is back.
Yeah.
Vandy is back.
They're good.
I love that quarterback.
Playoff
and
team.
I got Vandy going to a bowl game this year.
They're very physical. They whooped Virginia Tech.
Hey, Coach Lee was on the hot seat. I bet he's not anymore.
No.
All right, Georgia versus Kentucky. I just hope they don't eat the cat. Just don't eat the cat. What do you think? 40-6 sound right?
Kentucky, Coach, in your and my lifetime, will never beat Georgia. Georgia will absolutely roll all over Kentucky.
Okay.
If they can't beat South Carolina, they're not beating Georgia.
What about this one? And we got to make our picks later. But let's get his opinion.
Yeah.
Mississippi State 35, Toledo 25.
Yeah, I like State. I like State in that. State, it would. State, in my opinion, right now is last in the league. In the SEC in terms of my power rankings. But I'm okay with picking State there.
Okay. Auburn 48, New Mexico 14.
Yeah, it's a get well game for Auburn. I mean, they need to restore the confidence in the fan base. They need to put up 48 points against New Mexico, and I like that one.
Okay. Tennessee, which I hate going against their offense. I think he does a great job on the offense side of the ball. They seem to be a lot better on defense. I like the quarterback. I said we're going to have to watch out for Tennessee this year. Tennessee 63, Kent State 7.
Oh, no. I'll roll all day long with that. I mean, I think offensively they're on point. I think defensively, they've surprised me how well they played. So, I got 63 for Tennessee all the way.
Help me out with these other two games right here. We've already talked briefly about LSU and South Carolina. Some people said you should put both those teams, this team and another team, on upset alert. Oregon's playing. I think they're playing at.
Yep. At Oregon State.
Oregon State. They travel to Oregon State. They have not. They're favored by 16.5. Do they win? Do they cover it? What do you think about that game?
Well, they're playing the Civil War that early.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, I would put them on upset alert for sure. I mean, I haven't been that impressed with Oregon so far, so I'm okay with putting them on upset alert for sure.
Okay, LSU's favored by 6 at South Carolina. Somebody said put them on upset alert. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, that's a possibility. I mean, South Carolina appears that like they've got, some things together, either that or Kentucky's not the team we thought maybe they might be. So, I mean, I think LSU's, got some issues that maybe, haven't totally figured out. So they better get their act together or South Carolina could beat them.
The only thing, South Carolina's offense, I know they did well against Kentucky, but yards per game, not that great. I think it's one of the worst in the country. That helps LSU's defense, which is not the greatest defense in the world.
South Carolina's got one of the best front fours, though, too.
Yeah, they're dead freshmen.
Dylan Stewart,
is he a freshman or
he's
sophomore?
He's a freshman. Everybody in the country
stud,
number one player,
Yeah.
defensive end. He really looks like a Chase Young kind of clone. Kid's a stud. Will that be enough to win the game? We don't know, but there is some issues with LSU. I just don't know what's going on with them, really.
Yeah.
Especially defensively.
Maybe the coach fit the fit there. Jason for 3 years said Brian Kelly is not a good fit at LSU.
It just seemed like oil and water to me. Not that he's not a good coach, but just to come to Baton Rouge and being from Notre Dame just seemed odd to me.
Yeah. How much time we got? Hey, Jeff, if they announced it right now, after what we've seen this year, is Dabo still one of the top 4 coaches in college football?
Well, I would have to say no. I think there's things about Dabo that kind of, concern me a little bit. Not embracing the transfer portal and kind of, he's a little stuck in his ways there. I mean, he's an old school coach, which is fine, in some aspects. But man, if you need to make improvements on your football team, and you don't do things because everybody else is doing them, but if everybody else is having success doing them, you probably need to try them.
Yeah.
And Dabo's been very, set in his ways on not, wanting to do that. So I just think the game is kind of passing him by a little bit, which is really weird to say about a guy who's still young and has a lot of coaching years ahead of him. But he's in a kind of a difficult place right now.
Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you. I know you're busy. I know how busy you are right now. Take 30 minutes out of your day to visit with us. I really mean that. And I meant what I said about you. You are a great man. Do a great job. You take care of yourself. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate y'all, Coach. Have a good one.
You too, buddy. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Turpro Pest Control. You want that yard to look beautiful? Call Patrick. That's all you got to do. Turpro, come out there. Your yard will look gorgeous. Listen to Pat every Monday at 8:30 right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. David Adams and Jewelry, they do a great. Russ and the crew down there do an incredible job. They got a sale going on. Go by. They'll deal with you. Go by and visit with them. They'll take care of you. They do a great job. Don't forget about those wonderful people down there. Dr. Chad Mitchell, 25 years on the sidelines, taking care of Bay County athletes. He'll take care of you. Call, make an appointment. He's there for you. Rudy's Barbecue on Bat Beach Road. You want the best barbecue you can get. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's Rudy's Barbecue. They do cater. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you ready to go under the lights? Mosley Dolphin football is back.
Wide open down the sideline.
ESPN Northwest Florida brings you live play-by-play coverage all season long. With David Hayes.
Touchdown, Mosley Dolphin.
And Kyle Wright.
You take the top off the defense, and the interception turns into points for the Mosley offense.
Exclusively on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you hungry for authentic Mexican cuisine? Then come to El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, where we serve up the freshest, most flavorful dishes on the beach. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, a great location, comfortable atmosphere, and happy hour from 3 to 7. Buy one, get one free, regular margaritas and 12-ounce house drafts. And you're going to love their lunch specials Monday through Friday from 11 to 3. Plus live music Wednesdays and Saturdays starting at 5:30. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, Thomas Drive across from the Navy base.
Point! Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace! You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at Metamucil.com.
It's Barbie's 65th anniversary, and Krispy Kreme is joining in the celebration with the Barbie Dream Dozen of specialty Barbie donuts. Hurry! Don't miss out on this limited time 65th anniversary celebration of the iconic Barbie doll. Only at Krispy Kreme Donuts next to HCA Hospital, 23rd Street, Panama City, and on the Ross Clark Circle in Dothan. Krispy Kreme Donuts since 1937, where you get them hot.
Now back to the most dangerous radio show in the Gulf Coast. Coach James Hale. He's so dangerous, he doesn't even check his eggs at the grocery store.
Danger's my middle name.
I'm bad to the bone, honey.
2 tickets to the gun show.
We're live from the J. Michaels studio on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We hope you guys have a beautiful weekend. I see some blue sky now, Wildcat. You seeing dark, cloudy skies?
It's raining in the front of the studio, and the sun is shining in the back. You think I'm kidding, and I'm not.
Wow, incredible. Get out to Beef Over Braised today. Have a great lunch. Pat and his crew do a great job down there. Love Beef Over Braised in Lynn Haven. Max Fish Sports Nutrition. You'll look better, feel better. Jason Kovaleski's there for you. Dr. Ward, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If it doesn't look right, feel right, go see Dr. Ward. Don't put it off again. He's got offices throughout the Panhandle, Florida. The legendary Dr. Ward, every Wednesday, 7:30. Paparazzi Pizza. You love pizza, only place to go. Paparazzi. You guys have a great weekend. We are done for today. We're taking off a little bit early. Can we?
Wish.
No, we can't. Okay.
I know you got a trip ahead.
I got to get out of here.
This is the fun part.
He's running away from a possible hurricane.
He's running away from picking again.
Top five matchup this weekend. Coming at number 5, number 16 versus number 16 LSU at South Carolina. 11 o'clock on ABC. They say the 4th best team this weekend, the fourth best game to watch this weekend. Number 9, Oregon at Oregon State. 2:30 Fox. Number 3 game, number 4, Alabama at Wisconsin. 11 o'clock Fox. Number 2, BC at number 6, Missouri. 11:45 SEC Network. And number 1, Arizona, 14th ranked at Kansas State. Kansas State's ranked 14th. Arizona's 20th, 7 o'clock Fox. Not a great weekend of college football. Oh, that's tonight.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Arizona, Kansas State's tonight, I believe.
They say that's the best game this weekend. We shall see. I don't know about that either. All right, let's go. Let's get some picks in. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up.
Yeah, that's on Fox tonight. Arizona, Kansas State.
Jim, who you like? Ball State, Miami?
Come on, man. Miami.
Who you like?
Miami. They're actually really good this year. They're a legit top 10, top 5 team.
I'll come back to Michigan. FSU. Let's go Oregon State at home versus Oregon. Do we get the upset?
Man, I've been going back and forth on this one because that's a tough place to play. This is a big rivalry for these teams, but I just got to believe Oregon's going to get it right, and they got a lot of talent. The weirdest stat, when they talked about this a little bit, Gabriel's throwing for 84% completion rate. I mean, it's not like he's playing bad, so give me Oregon, but I do think this is a tough, close game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close too, but I'm like Jason. I think Oregon's going to kind of get together on offense. Just because you're completing a lot of passes doesn't mean you're scoring points.
Right.
But
yeah, I'm with you guys.
I'm with Oregon.
Yeah,
it'll be close.
The best team,
close,
most talented team will win that game.
They're still rotating a lot of offensive linemen and kind of figuring out the best combination. So I think they're going to, play a lot better, especially when they get into that Ohio State game.
Okay, Arkansas State, their schedule, this game's a little bit easier what they normally play. They're at Michigan. Who do you like in this? Was Michigan bounce back from that beat down? I mean, they got their face
mashed into the mud.
Yeah, Michigan, Eddie's team looked pathetic.
I think they're going to win. I don't think they're going to look spectacular at all. I just think they got some deficiencies on offense, especially at the quarterback spot.
Yeah, they'll win, but they're not very good on offense.
Yeah.
No, he did sign his contract. He has signed his contract with Michigan now.
Means nothing.
I want to see what the details of that are. What their out is, what's the buyout. There's a lot of information I want out of that.
Vandy at Georgia State. Do we believe in Vandy?
I do.
Georgia State, yes.
Yeah, and they look good against Virginia Tech, real physical, so I like Vandy this year.
Okay, Texas.
Texas.
Everybody's got Texas.
Who are they playing?
Does it matter? UTSA.
Texas Southern or something.
San Antonio. San Antonio.
Texas. Yeah. Okay, that's the easy one so far. That's a lot more easier. Give me a second to turn the page. All right, here we go. You got Kent State at Tennessee. Tennessee will score as much as they want.
Yep.
Tennessee across the board. We've got LSU at South Carolina. This one's I've been going back and forth. I think LSU has better players, but you're right. That defense side of the ball, they're tough.
And South Carolina look really good against
Hard to beat
Kentucky.
them at home.
Yeah. I still got to go with LSU. I think they're overall more talented.
Sure.
I think Brian Kelly's under a lot of pressure. He's got to win this game. If he loses this, you're going to hear some drum beats about him being on the hot seat.
Yeah.
LSU
close.
Yeah. South Carolina's got a decent team, especially on that defensive line, man.
LSU by a field goal. Tulane at Oklahoma. Don't sleep on Tulane.
No, that's why I was thinking, that 31-10 is a little bit of a bigger spread than I would, think of. They just almost beat Kansas State. But I can't go with Tulane in this game, so give me
this is at Oklahoma.
Oklahoma,
Yeah, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's struggling on the offensive line right now.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, everybody's got Oklahoma.
Yeah.
This is a big game. Big game. I got to give the head football coach of Boston College credit. He's running the ball. He's doing – maybe he didn't like Nick and just tried to want Nick to lose those games. I'm not sure. But at Missouri, Missouri's ranked high. They got a good offensive football team. Defensive, they lost their defense coordinator. They've looked good so far. Who do you like?
I like Missouri. I do think this will be close for about a half, but I think Missouri's offense is just going to be too much.
Missouri's got too much for them, for sure.
Yeah, Missouri. No doubt, Missouri. Toledo at Mississippi State. Mississippi State played really well last week, but lost on the road in a late game against, was it Arizona State, whoever they played. Who do you like in this one? Mississippi State, Toledo. Toledo's at Mississippi State.
Mississippi State at home.
Jace?
Yeah, it'll be close.
Okay, Mississippi State.
Toledo, just to put it in some MAC perspective here that you guys may not have, Toledo is better than Northern Illinois normally. So that's going to be a lot closer game than what people might think. But I think Mississippi State will pull it out.
Okay. Ole Miss has scored like 128 points in 2 games. Do they steep rolling? Do they score a lot of points and to embarrass Wake Forest? Does Wake Forest give them a game?
Zero chance. Ole Miss too good on offense.
Yeah, that's going to be ugly.
Okay. Lane Kiffin, will he be the new head football coach for the Florida Gators?
Could be.
We'll know more after Saturday morning. Saturday 2:30 ABC, Florida, Texas A&M. All right, Georgia, just don't eat the cats, baby. And I'm tired of people making fun of Trump. What he said was the truth.
It was. That's the funny part.
Georgia at Kentucky.
Georgia big.
Yeah, that'll be a blowout, big time.
Yeah, they'll barbecue that cat. All right, New Mexico at Auburn. Does Hugh Freeze get it done?
Yes.
Yeah, New Mexico's not New Mexico State. Not a very good football team. I like Auburn to bounce back, but they need to figure out the quarterback spot. I don't know if they need to get Hank Brown snaps, but Peyton Thorne looked terrible at the end of that game at Cal, so they need to figure that out.
Yeah, I think Auburn big. I got Auburn win this big.
That's a get-right game right there.
Yeah, that game will be at ESPNU, and that's a night game. My daughter will be there. Alabama, Birmingham at Arkansas. Arkansas gave away a heartbreaking loss to Oklahoma State, one of the better teams in the Big 12. Who you got?
Arkansas was dominating that game in the first half. They threw a pick six that really changed the dynamic. I think they had another
punt. I think something happened with a punt.
I think they blocked a punt or had a punt return for touchdown too. So they just completely gave that game away. They're talented. Arkansas is going to win that game.
Who's Arkansas playing?
Alabama, Birmingham.
Oh, Arkansas. Come on.
All right, let's go. Let's do Bama and Wisconsin. Alabama at Wisconsin. When you play poorly, usually at Alabama 1 week, you usually respond a lot better the next week. They're getting people back. I've watched Wisconsin. I think he's an outstanding coach. I think he's going to have a great game plan. I don't think it'll be a blowout. I think it's going to be very competitive. I think Bama does pull it out.
I think Bama pulls it out. For whatever reason, South Florida is just a bad matchup for Alabama, it seems like, last 2 years. So Wisconsin, I don't really believe in Tyler Van Dyke. I think Alabama will be able to score enough. But this will be a close game. That's a great atmosphere up there, so it's going to be a tough game. I mean, you're just not going to walk in there and just blow Wisconsin off the field. So Fickle can coach, but Alabama by 10.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What I'm excited about, I'm going to get up early. I'm not watching College Game Day. I'm watching, and I've watched them before. I'll be honest now. I think they do a good job. I like Fox, Urban, Mark Ingram. I like those guys.
Yeah.
I just, sometimes they're better than the other one. I used to
They're
always
not
be
as political, you know. They just give facts and they break down film, and I enjoy that more than listening to somebody tell me why.
Instead of the woke.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Desmond Howard picking Michigan against Texas, you know what I'm saying?
Some of the picks
he's just, you saw his college playoff picks last year.
Yeah.
It was like Tulane. And
what do you like better, Game Day or the Fox?
I like the Fox one, I'll be honest with you.
I do too.
Yeah.
You know, I have a real short leash with old Pat McAfee. You know,
I'm with you. I can take it for a while.
Yeah, for a little bit, like, hey, Pat, like, tone it down a little bit, man.
You don't have to be a troll 24/7.
You don't have to be screaming and yelling and act like you're a...
Why do you take your shirts off?
When you're like at a fraternity.
We go to parties.
Like you're pledging a fraternity or something.
Yeah.
Like, calm down.
Yeah.
You know, he's always taking his shirt off. We go to a party. Wildcat does. He always takes his pants off.
He might have a mason jar under his desk, too.
Yeah.
That's what about that.
Why do y'all do that? Why do y'all
Nobody
do
ever
that?
notices. That's why.
Is it attention seeking? What is it?
He's trying to hype everybody up.
All right.
Get them excited.
Let's talk about your business. You do a great job down there. You can help people lose weight. You can help people gain muscle mass.
Yeah.
You can make people healthier. Tell us, what can we do to get up with you?
You can come down to either store. We're located on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village. We have an InBody 570 at both locations. We have certified sports nutritionists on staff at both locations, in Pier Park as well. You know, Carly does her meal plans over there. The meal plans aren't just for athletes. They're for mom and dad. If you want to get in better shape, you want to get more energy, lose some weight, build some muscle. So you can contact us, 850-257-5780 or 850-708-3051, or you can just come by the store. We have a free sample bar.
A lot of sevens and fives.
I was trying to get it all in, but
you gave 20 numbers.
sound like my lottery numbers for the week.
70321 call. I think it's
65824.
Maybe it's 215-6298.
One more time, Jason.
We'll go with this.
Take a deep breath.
You can go by the 23rd Street location or the Pier Park location, and then we'll take care of you.
Yes, you will. Good job. All right, we'll be right
It's like
back.
the Da Vinci Code came out.
Get out to Taco Bell, especially down you great, all the people down Port St. Joe. Get to Taco Bell. They're big time supporters of you guys. They gave a lot to what happened there this past Tuesday and Monday in Port St. Joe. A lot of food, a lot of things. Go support them. They support you. Same thing over there in Callaway, you Rutherford Rams. Go by and support Taco Bell. They're there for you guys. 3 great locations on Panama City Beach. Love those people down there. Taco Bell, number 1. Also, don't forget about Paparazzi Pizza. Best pizza you get anywhere. The bakery's incredible. John's got a bar in there now. Go check it out. It's on Thomas Drive, Paparazzi. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, home of your Atlanta Braves baseball.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Chris, I mean, we've heard you all summer. Nobody wants to hear any more from you. But would you do me a favor and repeat after me?
Yes, sir. I'll do it. Go ahead.
My program is a joke.
Nah, I ain't saying that, Paul. We're going to see. Yeah,
my program, the Clemson Tigers, are a joke. Thanks. We'll be right back.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Friday. A possibility of thunderstorms and partly sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind out of the south around 8 miles per hour and a high of 83. Tonight, look for a likelihood of thunderstorms and partly cloudy skies with a temperature near 77. Tomorrow, a high around 85 and a chance of thunderstorms and mostly sunshine. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts and Deli. Call 763-1627.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
College football isn't life and death. It's much more important than that. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Jason Kovalevsky, Jim Brandt, Wildcats Smitty back there, and of course the People's Caller, our favorite, the one and only, Florida Eddie.
Michigan asterisk Eddie.
Florida Eddie. His daughter's at Florida. He's now a Gator.
I warned you, Eddie.
He's an official Gator man. He'll tell you, he's got pride in those Gators. Gator bait, baby. What's going on?
Go Tractors, you're a Brown Toys back little chomp, I guess. Anyway, I got to support my daughter's school. You know, yes, I got my Florida shirt ready to rock and roll, and hopefully Napier turns the corner. If not, he's gone. But
Florida shirt.
Good
Florida
dad.
shirt. Yes, sir. Good job.
I don't think it's going to be Kiffin. Like, you think Coach Kelly's a good coach. Okay. You're wrong about that. I think you're wrong about Kiffin. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Thank
you. So how are they going to do
thank
against
you.
Texas A&M? Your Gators.
He's got Florida. He already picked them. You sticking with your pick? You sticking with a pick?
Yeah, I don't flip flop.
Okay. All right. Good. Proud of you.
Vision.
Proud of you.
Remember that in November.
I'm
I already know. You
All right.
already know.
Let these other guys give their opinion. How good's Texas A&M? How good's Notre Dame?
I'm about to find out.
How bad is the Florida Gators?
Right.
We don't know.
We're going to find out this week. And this, to me, I said this earlier this week, a must win. I think if he loses this game, I think he's done.
You know, here's my thing. Why would Billy Napier even consider starting Graham Mertz against Texas A&M? Put Lagway in and let it go.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, like, what are you thinking?
I'm with you.
It's like,
What's going to hurt?
Yeah. I don't.
He threw for like almost 500 yards.
I don't get it.
So they didn't even release a starting lineup or starting, what you call it this time. They did a SEC report or whatever, so they're not listing who the starters are. So that makes me a little nervous to pick this game because I was going to pick Florida if Lagway was there. So give me A&M. I hate to say it. Billy's back is against the wall, but in my experience, they have not played hard for him. They've quit on him. That Kentucky game last year, so I'm going to go with A&M in this one, but I'm not confident.
2:30 ABC. Florida Gators at home. The swamp will be rocking. I got a feeling they're going to win this ball game. Who you got?
If Lagway plays, I think they'll win.
That's where I'm at.
But
they're playing 2 quarterbacks, by the way.
No, then give me A&M for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to go Texas A&M.
If it's raining too, is it going to be raining over there?
Miss Getty, you're going to show everybody how intelligent you are compared to all of us, because I think Florida's going to win, but I don't have enough guts to pull the trigger. I'm going to go A&M because because of the reasons you both said. I'm going
to wait till halftime and then see who's winning.
If they start Lagway and they play him the whole game, I think they win
James
the game.
Hale way.
I'll call you.
Yeah.
I'll let you know who I got.
All right, FSU, Memphis. I'm worried about FSU. I'm worried. Who you got, Miss Getty? You got FSU or Memphis?
I said Memphis.
Okay.
You're breaking up.
Yeah.
Who you got?
Memphis.
I just don't see a quarterback on the roster that Florida State.
They got to win this game. They got to win it. I'm with you. They got to win it.
The offensive line's been terrible. The rushing game's been terrible. The quarterback position's been terrible. The defensive line's been terrible. What have they added? What can they do to change that within a week? Memphis is actually a good team. Give me Memphis. I hate to say it, but I think they're a good football team, and I think they might even be better than Boston College.
Who you got?
I'm kind of like Jason. I didn't realize Memphis was as good as. To me, the big advantage is Memphis quarterback over DJ.
Right.
There's no comparison.
Right.
I'm gonna go Memphis.
You got
Close.
2 weeks. Get ready. He looked nervous in his interview. Norvell looked he didn't look like his usual self in this past interview. They got issues there. They got all kind of problems. They're going to find a way. They're going to find a way to win this week. I got FSU winning this one. I don't feel good about it, but I want to beat you guys. If I get this, and I got you.
Yeah,
this is a key game right here. All right, Miss Getty, thank you for calling. Hope you're doing well.
I'm going to work and then driving to Gainesville. Watching Memphis, NIL money, baby. NIL money from FedEx.
When are you heading out? When are you going to leave?
About 4 or 5 this afternoon after I'm done work.
Where y'all staying at in Gainesville? Are you staying like Lake City? Are you going to stay in Gainesville?
Right in Gainesville.
Where are you staying at there?
I'm not telling you over the radio.
Well, I was going to come by and see you.
Yeah, sure you will.
Don't divulge that secret. He'll come want you to pay for lunch.
I'm not going to broadcast it where
hey, does it matter? I mean, really, it's you. Does it matter? Come on, man.
Just remember this: don't waffle like Harris. Be a man. Be strong in your convictions.
Hey, I tell you what, you're going to have a great time. You're going to go to a stadium where you're going to see some true fans. That place is something special. It's loud.
They're pretty good.
It's something special, man. And they treat people really kind.
Yeah, we're
wear an FSU shirt there. Just wear an FSU shirt. They'll treat you like family.
Believe it or not, it's going to be my first SEC game in an SEC stadium. I've seen other SEC teams play like bowl games. I've never been to a stadium.
Oh, okay.
So I'm looking forward to it.
The Swamp is a good environment.
Compared to Michigan, that quiet stadium, you're going to have a blast, man. Take some earplugs. Take some earplugs.
Oh, okay. I'll see about that.
All right.
We'll see.
Hey, you got anything else for us? You got any information? Any kind of rumors?
Michigan's got the right. Should be absolutely right. And people are saying, like you're saying about Florida and Lagway, they're saying maybe start Davis, our youngster, over Tuttle and Warren and Orgy, because Orgy, they want Orgy to come in, but he has trouble throwing too. So Michigan's got an offense problem, not a defense problem, an offense problem. And they need to figure it out, and they need to figure it out quick because their schedule is about to become even more brutal. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, Toledo over Mississippi State, they play the Rockets, the Glass Bowl, baby, Toledo. Toledo over Mississippi State. You heard it here.
Okay.
That wouldn't surprise me.
No, me neither.
That won't shock anybody.
They're
Good
undefeated
job.
this year, too.
All right. Your top 4 teams, According to the chances of playoffs, Texas 97.3%, Georgia 85%, Ohio State Buckeyes 83%, and believe it or not, Kansas State is 69.1%. 5 is Alabama 61.8%, Utah 56.6%, Oregon 56.4%, Penn State 53.3%, Ole Miss 51.7%, Missouri 45.8%, Tennessee 41.5%, and 12 Miami 31% chance to make the playoffs.
A lot of underrated on Tennessee. I mean, if you watch that team, they're really balanced. The defense has come along, and they got one of the best offenses in the country. So I think that Alabama game is going to tell us a lot.
The first team outside that is Southern Cal, 37.2, dominated by the SEC and Big Ten.
Yeah.
Michigan, what is your opinion? Seriously, you're usually fair and balanced. We are really critical of having the conference champs getting a bid. It should be the top 12 ranked teams by the committee. What's your opinion on that? Should the Big 12 and the ACC get a bye and be ahead of a backup? Like, if Michigan runs the table and they only have one loss to Texas, or they lose two, they lose to Ohio State, and they're the runner-up to Big Ten with 2 losses, they don't get in because you have to take a team from the Big 12 and the ACC. What's your thought on that?
I think the top 12 should get in. I think the automatic champions, the conference champions, should get a bid, but not in the automatic top spot, whatever. You know what I mean?
That's not bad. Like, you're right. Like, if they're say they're ranked 16th in the nation, then they would be ranked in the playoffs as a number 12 team.
Right.
The worst two. That's a good point there, sir. That's why you're so successful in life. You're highly intelligent, you're good looking, and you got a good heart. You are a great man.
I do my research. And speaking of that, save Garfield. Save the Garfields of the world. I do my research. Just saying.
All right, baby. Well, hey, we're out. Thank you so much.
Blue baby, go Air Force. I'm out.
Jim, thank you. Have a great weekend. Jason, thank you. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Wildcat, keep your pants on. Love you, brother. We're out. Are we done? Hey, you can listen to David and the Underdogs. Ryan's going to have a national show on today. He'll be back with us Monday.
Auburn game.
Auburn. We are home of the Auburn Tigers. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. 6:30. Turn the volume down. Watch ESPN 2, and then leave it right there on our 104.3.4 and listen to the Auburn Tigers. SEC, you made a huge mistake. You went to bed with a woke. You went with ABC. Bad choice. Should have stayed with CBS. Or no, like you like the Big Ten. That's just my take for today.
Yeah.
We're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for college football and the Auburn Tigers.
He dives! He's in! Touchdown Auburn!
We heard you, Tiger fans. So this season, we're airing every single game. And you can take that to the bank.
It's off in the end zone!
Plus, the biggest games in the SEC and around the country play here on your official station.